And speaking of horseless carriages, let's go to saddle sores. And lane number 1, it's faulty child seat. Number 2, yo-yo yogurt, crank gasket. Screamin' creamin', Linda's lube job. And in the 6th spot, violent phlegm. And the captain starts him off, and here we go, we are underway. And it's crank gasket. And coming up on the outside, it's number 6, it's violent phlegm. Moving out nice, oh, and she's down. And there, of course, number 4, Screamin' Creamin', making her move. And across the first, second steeple, crank gasket, oh! And Creamin' Screamin' is down. Gasket over it, and there's Linda's lube job. And crank gasket is gonna take it all alone. Let's go back here, violent phlegm. Oh! Such a shame. Don't worry, Ken, she'll be humanely destroyed. And here is crank gasket coming across the finish line. Let's go to our second featured race of the day. There's Lay Lady Lay, gelding the lily, Mama's on top, designated mounter, Huffer strikes again, and Papa's got a brand new nag. Thank you, Captain, and they are off, and it looks like Papa's got a brand new nag taking off on the outside. They all look pretty close, don't you think, Ken?
Nose to nose.
And there's number 4, designated mounter.
Oh, down.
Unmounting herself. That puts Gilding the Lily taking the lead, but on the outside, Papa's got a brand new nag.
Come on, Papa. Come on,
And
Papa.
Papa's got a brand new nag, hangs on to win. And as he trots over to the winner's circle, let's take another look at the spectacular death of designated mounter. Ooh. How about a reverse angle, Ken? In hand job, our teams will test their knowledge of the criminal justice system. The first player to smack the right answer wins the round for their team. And now, from the Las Vegas Circuit Court of Appeals, His Honor Extraordinaire, Danny Glanz.
Hey, guilty as charged. First question, how many victims must you have before you are considered a serial killer? Smack your answer.
Ooh, that's a good question. And they're off. And it looks like the justice team knows the answer. 5, that's correct.
If 5's a serial killer, what would 4 be?
Oh, just a guy with a bad temper, Ken.
Oh.
Next up, how many baton hits are recommended before it's considered unreasonable force?
Whoa, it looks like the cons are sure of that answer, and they are. It's 11.
11 seems low.
Yeah, that's Jamie Neer and Art McPherson. You know, it's not the first time these guys have done something together.
Yeah, more importantly, they've tied the game up for the cons as we move to the final hand job.
Let's do it.
Alrighty, last question. How many decades will an inmate spend on California's death row before he's actually put to death?
And they're off. Justice's Popeye Furman is ahead of the cons' Mike Jammer, and yes, he does it. Popeye fingers the correct answer, 9 decades. And that gives Justice the game, and they take a 3-0 lead in the match. And now let's go to Get It On. And they finish their conjugal visits, and the cell blocks are open. And there's the contestants entering the correctional delousing powder, scrambling to find a chip, and now rushing out to their spot on the Bunk Buddy board. Just a reminder, the players are playing to see who's on top and who's on bottom.
Does top or bottom really matter?
Well, I guess it's a matter of personal preference, Ken. And there the players are, all looking on anxiously as Danny spins the big wheel.
I prefer being on the bottom.
Oh?
Yeah, I mean, when you're on top, it's too hard to get off.
You are still talking about bunk beds, aren't you, Ken?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Oh, and there it is. It's black number 2, and if that's your chip, you're on bottom.
Look, he's already assuming the position.
Indeed he is. Oh, and there's a 2-turn top bunker. Oh, there's some happy contestants out there. It's time to move on to our next game. Wagon on Donner Pass. And there's inventor Sally Steiner, actress Marcia Menudo, inventor Gail Becker, and Barbie Yothers, best known as Muffy the Mummy Trapper. And there's a flag, and they're off, and it's a fast start. But it looks like they're getting their trannies in a bunch entering that first turn.
Oh, they're pelvis to pelvis, Vic.
Indeed they are, Ken. But Sally Steiner and Marcia Menudo are laying it all on the line as they fight for the lead.
Steiner's in first as they pass the whiffer.
Those are blasts of turgid whale wind, Ken. The Steiner pulls into turn 3. Look how she holds it.
What aerodynamics.
Looks like Gail Becker's blown a rod.
And Jody Hunt went down into the infield.
Oh, but up at the front, it's all little Sally Steiner. As the inventor keeps pulling away, we are seeing something special here, Ken.
Oh, she's down.
Indeed she
No,
is.
she's back up.
And she scoots across and wins it. And let's take another look at that. Actor Bert Smithers. Lane number 2, Dan Scaife, invented Office in a Cup. And there's Steve Shanks, starred in My Teacher's a Good Kisser. Next to him, Mike Giddings, inventor of the Oral Reservoir. And last but not least, Sammy Smith, star of the low-rated Barrio Buds. And there we are off. And right away, it looks like we've got trouble in the front row on the first hill.
Looks like Bert Smithers didn't gear down, Vic.
Right you are, Ken. Almost causing a 5-trike pileup. And there's Smithers setting the pace, but on the inside, look out! Here comes Danny Scaife. He's pedal to the pedal as he rockets through the bottleneck.
You know, Vic, in order to win this race, you just gotta be in front.
Right you are, Ken. In a championship race like this, it's just let him out, let him rip. It's trike racing at its
He
finest.
flies through turn 3.
I don't know how he's holding it together, Ken, at those speeds. He's running his own race, and it looks like that slick track's giving him trouble back in the field.
Scaife burns through the Widowmaker, but still, thank God for those guardrails.
Indeed, Ken.
Oh, come on!
Looks like he's got a little engine trouble there.
Oh, his engine's missing. He can hear it from here.
Right you are, Ken. Oh, but he seems to have got it started up again.
I won! Kiss my ass!
And Danny Scaife has won it for the Inventors.
That takes guts.
Speaking of guts, here's Johnny Wamba.
Ready? Let's go.
Johnny is a deputy explorer scout who dreams one day of a career in law enforcement. And he'll be playing against Hannibal Cheerio, you'll remember, a serial killer from Battle Creek, Michigan. Let's see how he goes. There's a good start. Oh, but wait a minute, it looks like Hannibal's got some help.
Hey, those are the judges from Legal Maze.
Indeed they are, Ken. I'm sorry you had to see that, but it looks like the judges...
Way.
I hope he does, Ken. And next up is Dennis Slurpowitz.
All right, go ahead.
Slurpowitz is a homicide chalk outline artisan.
Oh, yeah, he's good. He did my cousin's murder. He even got the nose right.
There, he's got a good firm grip, and there he goes. He starts out strong, but then he starts to lose ground, and the cons have resorted to livestock.
Worse than that, though.
And next up,
You're on.
famous civil rights attorney F. Steenbar.
Get out of here. Go on.
He, of course, well known for defending the rights of blind airline pilots, and also for representing the many injured airline passengers in the subsequent civil litigations.
Hey,
And here he goes, and
hey,
you
they
can
got
see...
a bulldozer.
That's right, Ken. The cons will stop at nothing.
He's not even trying.
It is a bulldozer, Ken, and you can see there, I bet his sense of justice has been trampled.
I see a lawsuit coming our way.
Indeed, Ken, I think you're right.
All right, I'm ready for anything.
Well, next up, Wayne Schaefer.
All right, now.
He works as a home security dispatcher in a gated community.
Vic, these cons are cheating. They're breaking all the rules.
Well, normally you'd be right, Ken, but in El Pollo Ropo, the rules are there are no rules. Even more distressing, Ken, if young Wayne loses, then the cons have tied this game up. Let's see what happens. He's doing his best, pulling. Oh, but of course, the hooligan heifer once again.
I think she's got that bad cow disease.
I wouldn't doubt it, Ken. And here comes the last chance for the team of justice. Court stenographer Pepper Dickinson. Who knows what kind of treachery she'll be up against.
Hey, Vic, look, it's a girl.
That's no girl, Ken. That's Ursula the Fist. Mass murderer known for dismembering her victims with powerful jabs. This is going to be brutal.
This is going to be exciting. Girl on girl action. I love watching girls yanking and yanking and yanking.
Oh, and look at that! The Fist has gone into a lickety-split, and Pepper has won it! Unbelievable! Next up, the rotating surfboard of death. Stay on board the board, or else. Now our game is normally called the rotating surfboard of death. Today it's called the romantic rotating surfboard of death. And here's Carol and Virgil Plimpton, trailer park managers from Illinois.
Trouble on the mounting there.
Indeed. A little flip-flop spanky on the Dolphin. There he is, up on the platform. There's the fanny slap. Good transition, and
Oh!
she's down.
Me too.
Next up, Joan and Al Toro.
Screw it up, honey.
Our marriage is loveless.
And here goes Al. Normally a goofy footer. Let's see how he starts off. There he goes, goofy foot. To a switch stance parallel.
Over the Dolphin.
Oh, and there goes a one-legged tournament. And he can't pull it off. What a shame.
And Joan goes in as well.
As she should, Ken. And here's Martha and Jamie Stewart. You might remember the captain talking to them at the top of the show. He likes to whisper sweet nothings, and she likes it nothing more than rough and nasty. And here he goes, coming up to the Dolphin. Oh, a little trouble.
Oh, you know they wax that Dolphin to make it slippery, Vic.
Indeed they do. And here we come onto the platform. Nice transition. He's got her around the waist, and it looks like they had a little trouble. That was a terrible handoff, Kenny. And here's Donna and Arnold Rumsfeld. Now, they've trained for this event for 6 months, Ken.
They even built a scale replica of this event in their backyard, so they should do very well.
Oh, should have, but don't.
Oh, man, that was anticlimactic.
And a waste of time.
Yeah.
Here's Sarah and Randy Stump, a couple who raise mice for slaughter. And here comes Randy's mount. Good.
They've banged the pink dolphin.
Oh, indeed they did, and they are out. Let's go down to Guy Ledouche and find out more about their curious location.
You slaughter mice? Do people eat them?
No, we just raised them.
Mice, the new white meat.
Hi, honey, I'm waiting for you.
Well, so far, none of our couples have made it all the way round. Let's see if Sheila and Tommy Duncan can do it. Oh, there he starts off with a nice staggered meat curtain. And there he kneels into a thirsty altar boy. Great move.
Bless me, Father, for I've sinned.
Indeed, Ken. And there he's back up on the platform. There's the handoff for Sheila. Good form. Into the potty squat. She can't pull it off. She puts that knee right up into her chin.
That smells like a Taco Bell impact replay, Vic.
Oh, I'm getting a whiff of that too, Ken. Let's see it.
Well, right here, there's the handoff, and she's on the board, a little happy feet, and over the dolphin, and she loses it.
What a shame.
Hey, wait, go back. All right. Up.
Let's take another look.
Down, up,
Right here?
right there.
What are we looking at, Ken?
You can see her underwear.
Ken, you can't use the Taco Bell impact replay to look at underwear.
Can't?
Let's move on.
Come to mama, come on.
Daddy needs a new pair of shoes.
All right, here's Abby and Nate Farnsworth. He's a volunteer fireman, and she's into online gaming. And then he starts off with a goofy-footed stance, and he flipped. Kenny, I can't even concentrate. You got me so flustered about that underwear thing.
Pretty hot, huh?
No, it wasn't hot, Ken. It was irresponsible. You were supposed to be calling the action like professional sportsmen. And just, oh, look at that.
Vic.
What, Ken?
Vic.
What? You want to show me some more underwear, Ken?
No, Vic, they
Is that
won.
it? You
They
see your
won.
panties? What?
They won.
Huh? Of course they won. We have a winner. Get it on. And first up today is police forensic specialist Ed Pritchard. You know, Ken, he developed a fingerprinting program in his Palm Pilot.
Oh, he fingered himself there.
Indeed he did, Ken. Ken contestant Amber Fromm. She illegally downloaded songs off the internet and now heads up the prison music program.
I understand she's quite a hummer, Vic.
She's also a little hesitant. Doesn't look like she wants to go. And I can see why. From Hummer to Bummer. Let's go to Guy.
You fell down so quickly.
This is the only uniform that they give us at prison, and now it's all muddy.
Oh, perhaps you would like Guy to give you a sponge bath.
Screw you.
Oh,
Always insightful and disturbing, Guy. And next, here's Officer Mack. He's a desk sergeant who just about everybody agrees is a good cop. Ooh. Lloyd Queenie Tuck. You may remember had the lead role in the Sing Sing production of The Music Man.
There's trouble in Up the River City.
And he's got trouble right here as he overshoots his target. Very involved in internal affairs.
I wonder if his wife knows.
Oh, and he makes it, Ken!
Nicely done.
And here's Fred Kaczynski, the email bomber. Oh!
Fred, you got jail.
Indeed he does. Stop, one of the last two contestants, Rockford Banachek. He's a funeral procession cop.
Recently promoted to lead bike.
Oh, good for him. Oh, and he doesn't make it. And you know that leaves a back door wide open for the penal system to take advantage of it. And here he is, Dewey Mendoza. He's in for identity theft. His real name, Abner Wigglestaff.
I would have stolen another name, too.
And now his name is Mud.
get it on.
First up for the inventors is Bert Stark.
Make it nice and clean.
He's the inventor of the rectal shaver.
The rectal shaver. It goes where tweezers are afraid.
Indeed, and look at Bert go. Looks like, oh!
Oh!
Bert Star of Night Harvester, the story of a nocturnal talking tractor. Oh! She takes a hard one, Ken.
Hey, let's look at that again.
Indeed, we should.
Now stop it right there.
But let's get back to Karen's replay. You can see she starts out in good shape. And right there.
Oh,
you can
that's
see-
a hard hit.
Indeed, it is.
Oh, it's a hard hit that way, too.
Ooh.
Whoa, it's hard the third time.
And there's little Tina Fuscadero. You may remember her as a tattling orphan from the cop show Cruel But Just.
Oh! Let's go to our Taco